What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. Guys, I hope everyone had a good 4th of July, and if you're kind of wondering why I'm saying that, today is July 8th of 2019, just after the 4th of July here, and you already know what I'm kind of going at here in the video about Avila getting a multi-year deal. Now, it says a multi-year deal. I looked on the Detroit Free Press and the Detroit News. Both are saying that he got a multi-year deal. They're not saying, no one's disclosed yet what the amount of money is right now. But a few videos ago, or maybe just a video or two ago, I kind of put out there about Chris Ilitch and Avila having a plan of, well, kind of what's the future of the Tigers here. And I kind of ran it about him a little bit because you haven't really heard from really anybody. But this the first time you've heard from Avila in quite, I don't want to say in quite some time or anything like that. You don't really hear from Chris at all about the Tigers. He kind of seems to be more interested into the Red Wings than he is into the Tigers, which is completely fine. Everyone has their favorite sports here and whatnot, but as a business owner, you got to kind of treat both as a business and not have favoritism over one or over the other. And I kind of feel like that's kind of the thing with the Tigers here right now with the Red Wings and Steve Yzerman. I about said Chris Yzerman. Steve Yzerman being the GM of the Red Wings and trying to get that team back on its winning ways. And I kind of feel like he's kind of neglected the Tigers here a little bit. And with Avila and his multi-year deal, it's kind of hard to see why he extended him when he had 1 year left on his contract right now to kind of get under his belt to kind of assess where Al's at, another draft to kind of go through, another kind of, free agency trades, all that sort of stuff, signings, all that kind of sort of stuff kind of goes into the mix here. And really, the Detroit Tigers really haven't done much on the trade front, on the signing front, on the draft front even. And I got a couple of notes here to kind of support kind of my opinion here on that, with no real big splash in free agency, no big names. Although you kind of feel right now that the Tigers aren't kind of ready to get back into the free agency swing, try to get back into the contention. But I'll kind of get to that here in just a moment. Frank Perez, he seemed to can't stay healthy. He's in the minor league system. He just can't seem to get healthy to kind of get up and get his time up with the Tigers organization. And I hope I'm pronouncing this name correctly. I got my notes out here. Daz Cameron. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. A lot of the beat writers are kind of saying he has no consistency at the plate. And their new acquisition, and I didn't write his first name down. Mays, I think is what his name is. He has a shoulder injury right now, so you kind of don't know when he's going to be brought up here. We are hoping you hear big things about him coming into the Tigers organization, or even around baseball, more or less. He's kind of had a little bit of a setback, although he could be a September call-up, they were saying here on the Free Press article. Candelario still hasn't kind of found his groove yet. He's kind of bouncing between the Tigers and the minor leagues kind of right now. He could be another kind of September call-up to try to see where he's at kind of within the Tigers organization, kind of what they're going to do with him. So there's a lot of inconsistencies right now, and it's not all, I'll admit, it's not all on the GM. It's some of it's on the players here too. That they're maybe trying to do too much, or maybe the injury bugs hit them. But it kind of seems like Avila has kind of had some bad acquisitions, and some of the trades hasn't worked out into the Tigers' favor. Excuse me. Isaac Perez, he hasn't hit yet either. He seems to field all right, but his hitting just hasn't came around just yet in the Tigers organization. So a lot of unknowns kind of right now coming into the Tigers. And we all know kind of back in the 2017, now Avila said in a video that was on the Free Press, I'll try to look for that and I'll link it here down to the description here below if anyone's looking here into the future. He kind of seemed a little bit on the defensive of kind of telling the writers kind of where the Tigers are. I kind of seemed like he wasn't really forthcoming. There still, to me, just doesn't really seem to be a plan in place for the Tigers to kind of get them out of their funk here. And I know I haven't really blogged about the Tigers here all that much this year, but it's kind of hard to watch the Tigers play baseball. And a lot of the acquisitions come from the GM with trades and signings and letting people go. So this isn't all on Gardner here or Lloyd McClendon. Now some can say Lloyd McClendon really hasn't been all that great in the hitting department, being the hitting coach, but you know, you can't blame it all on Gardenhire either. If Gardenhire's here a few years and they end up letting him go, and the Tigers are kind of still in this similar place, just with different folks, I can't pin the blame on him at all. My blame would be on Chris Ilitch and Avila, even if Avila is even still here as a Tigers GM. So, but they're kind of, I know they've kind of had to try to purge some contracts. They purged Ian Kinsler, Justin Upton, Justin Verlander, JD Martinez. There was another one that they kind of purged. It was kind of a big name acquisition. I can't, and the name kind of escapes me right now. But re-signing Cabrera, extending his contract wasn't the best thing here either. I don't understand why the Tigers thought to extend him when they did, because having this person going out this far, he just hasn't seemed to have the power. He seems to have the hits in there, but there's no one kind of back behind him that can kind of keep the ball rolling and kind of get some hits going. It kind of seems to have to get the train kind of rolling for the other team members to try to start to get on a roll here as well. And it just may be for an inning or two, and then the team kind of seems to fizzle out here. So, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of this acquisition or this multi-year deal kind of for Avila. I kind of wish Chris Ilitch would have kind of taken a step back, kind of assessed him just a little bit more before putting a multi-year deal in place. I think you can get a similar type of GM maybe for the same price, or you don't have to really pay somebody to come in here and be a GM for like Avila is. I just don't think that he's put his best foot forward, and maybe he's kind of being hindered by Chris Ilitch too. Maybe some of this is on his blame here as well for not pouring out the money to kind of say, look, if we want to have a contending team, we're gonna have to pay to get some people in here. Maybe Chris Ilitch just isn't wanting to open up his checkbook yet to get some players in here, like an Ian Kinsler or a Justin Upton, or even or I'm kind of going back here just a little bit, Gary Sheffield type of player, to get them in here to try to get some hitters in here, and that kind of thing to kind of jumpstart the offense. It kind of seems like we're relying too much on our farm system, and our farm system's depleted here too. I'm not trying to say that our farm system is coming back here a little bit, but our farm system is very, very depleted from the Dave Dombrowski era, and it's a challenge for Avila there too. So while I really can't put all the blame on Avila, I just kind of wish there was a little bit more of a kind of a one more year type of thing for him, and Chris Ilitch to assess him a little bit more and kind of say, hey, look, man, you're either gonna. He's already said he's gonna re-sign him, because he's already done that. He's already signed a multi-year deal, but kind of take a step back a little bit, assess where he is at, and then put him on an extension. I kind of think it was just a little bit too early for me, because I really haven't seen much out of Avila and the Tigers. So, but guys, maybe I could be wrong. I am more than willing to say that I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If any Tigers fans come across this, or maybe any other teams that are outside, maybe in the Central Division or within baseball yourself, if you're kind of on the outside looking in, go ahead and leave your comments down below. I would like to really know what you guys think, and maybe I am just wrong. It just seems like right now that this wasn't the best time to put an extension out there for Avila, knowing they had one more year left on his contract. So, but guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please consider hitting that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification so you guys get more videos just like this one. All right, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys again soon. Take care, guys.